Hi, I'm Bill Snodgrass, and in this Snap Life episode, we're talking about stress. We're talking about stress in your life. If you're listening to the podcast, please look over on youtube.com/Bill Snodgrass. Check out my other inspirational and motivational videos. And if you're watching the YouTube video, the links to the podcast are down in the description. We're talking about stress. Mostly we're talking about what to do with stress. Stress is an environmental stimuli that elevates the body's alert response. It is a very adaptive and functional response to stimuli in the environment that is meant to protect the body from, whatever meteors falling out of space or whatever. I actually don't know anyone who's ever been hit by a meteor that fell out of space, but it just seems like something that would be very stressful. There are four A's in dealing with stress that you might encounter. And I have to give credit to one of my students, a student who is a student mentor. She's a peer mentor. She's a sophomore who works with the freshmen, helping them adapt to the stresses and everything else related to being in high school. So, Maribel, thank you for the four A's of dealing with stress. A number one, avoid stressful, unnecessary situations. If you know that a situation is going to cause you stress because you've been there before, or you can look at a situation and say, I don't want to be part of that. Avoid stressful situations. You can't always avoid stressful situations. You can't always avoid them. So sometimes what you need to do is enter that stressful situation and then make some changes. Alter the situation to make it less stressful. And this is wide open to the number of examples you can think of for altering the situation. But one thing might be something as simple as like turn the TV down. If you're in a room trying to have a conversation and the TV's blaring and there's a lot of things going on and you're just feeling that anxiety level raise. Maybe alter the situation a little bit by turning it down. Or if there are tools that you are using in your workplace and some of those tools cause additional stress, maybe you can turn that tool off and use a different tool. I'm thinking of some of the software applications I have that run very poorly on my computer. If I can find a different, so I can alter the situation rather than using the thing that causes me stress, then I can use something else in that same situation. The number three A to dealing with stress is to adapt to the stressor. I know that a lot of people have like background noise and causes stress, anxiety, a lot of busyness in an environment. Adapting to the stressor might mean sitting in a place where some of those background distractions are no longer there, or wearing earplugs in a noisy environment, or only entering that stressful environment for short periods of time. Those are ways of adapting to the stressor. You can make some adaptations to what you're doing, similar to altering the situation, but in this case, you're altering what you do in the situation in order to reduce stress. I don't want to be this kind of like, let's be real offensive here, but there are some people in your world who cause you stress. And you can adapt to the situation by, rather than sitting beside them, sit down the table from them, or put 2 or 3 people between you and the person that causes you stress. And you might be, by moving yourself away from them, you might be reducing their stress too. You never think of that. Lastly, accept the things you can't change. There are things in this world that you can't change. And if you can cognitively prepare yourself, then sometimes you can reduce the stress. A cognitive rehearsal, if you're going into a situation that you know is going to be stressful, if you can accept the fact that you have been through that stressful situation before. My example recently, some time ago, I went to the Department of Motor Vehicles. That is a stressful situation because you never know. They're going to whip out some, you got to have a copy of your document that has the signature of the person who whatever. And what? I didn't even know there was such a document. There's an anxiety. So cognitively preparing, accepting the fact that it's going to be a success, Accepting the fact that it's going to be a stressful situation and cognitively rehearsing the events that are going to take place there, that acceptance will reduce the stress. If you go into it saying, oh, it's a test, I can do this, I've taken tests before, or I've got to meet the boss has called me into his or her office, I've done this before. You can accept the fact that it's a stressful situation and then cognitively prepare yourself to do that. That's it. That's the 4 A's. Avoid, alter, adapt to the stressor, and accept the things you can't change. Hope you enjoyed this Snap Life episode. If you did, you can thank Maribel. And you can click the like button, subscribe to the channel, sign up for notifications, leave me a comment, question, or a suggestion. I would love to interact with you in the comment section, so please hop down there and let me know what you think. That is all for this Snap Life episode. I will see you in the next one.